What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Wrath of the Lich King Classic gold-making video. So, this is the big one, the one that a few of you have been waiting for, and I've been really looking forward to making this video as well, and we're talking about investments. For those of you who don't know, investments is how I make most of my gold in Classic WoW. It is basically how I made 100k gold in TBC Classic, I made tons of gold in Classic WoW, and just invested a bunch. So for example, I turned 500 gold into 20,000 gold with one investment from going from Classic WoW to TBC Classic, that I've been covering on the channel as well, and recently I've been making a lot of gold on golden pearls. Yeah, golden pearls. I bought those for under 5 gold each, and they're now selling for 50 to 100 gold each. I've even sold some for 150 gold as well, so turning 5 gold into 150 gold is a pretty good investment, to be honest, dude. Okay, so today we're talking about Wrath of the Lich King Classic investments and how you can make insane profit by simply buying something, holding for a while, and then selling later on. Now this video will be quite a long one, going over all of my investments, so hopefully you will find it helpful, and I also just want to say that information like this is published in my gold guide as well. You will get early access as well as exclusive access. There's even more valuable investments in my gold guide that I'm covering in this video. Plus, if you had the gold guide, well, you will have access to this exact video 1 week earlier as well, and then it will go live on the channel eventually as well. So basically, you will have early access to future investment videos, as well as a couple of exclusive investments as well. And based on my experience, even if I reveal 95% of things online in a video, the 5% that I might keep exclusive will be making way more profits than the 95% that is public. Either way, most of the things in this video will be going up in value simply because of simple demand and supply metrics. So let's talk about it. We have a few things to go through today. Let's just get right into it. Number 1, investments for phase 2. So here we have a couple of materials, well 8 materials that are in my investments specifically for phase 2. So this part of my investments will be materials used in crafting recipes that are coming from the new raid in phase 2, aka Ulduar. So let's talk a little bit about each single material here. Number 1, Arctic Fur. This one has a roughly 1% drop chance whenever you skin something, and it's a very valuable material that was very in high supply at the early Wrath, and is still in a high supply as well, low demand as well. That being said, some people have started to pick this one up, so it's been going slowly up a little bit in value, but I think it will go up even more when phase 2 comes along, because there will be less people leveling up, so the supply will go down, demand will go up, and price will go up as well. The next 3 are Ebon Weave, Spell Weave, and Moonshroud. These are crafted through tailoring with a long ass cooldown. So these ones you can either buy them straight off the auction house, or you can buy the materials to craft them and have tailoring and then craft them yourself. You will save some gold by doing that, but you also have to have very high skill in tailoring, and it's a 4-day cooldown, I believe. So yeah, the more tailoring alts you have, the more of these you can craft on a cooldown, and you'll be making some semi-passive gold there as well. I am doing a mix of both. I'm buying some on the auction house. I'm mostly focusing on Moonshroud, but I'm buying a bit of all of them, but mostly Moonshroud, and then I'm crafting as well. The next 3 are regular white items called Jormungandr Scale, Icy Dragon Scale, and an Nerubian Kitten, or Chitin, I don't know, Kitten, really? Yeah, sure, one of those. So these are very cheap, and you can expect some profit margins on these. That being said, they're very easy to farm compared to everything else on this list. Like the Arctic Furs only have a 3% drop chance, but Jormungandr Scales have a very high drop chance as long as you farm Jormungandr. So the same thing for Icy Dragon Scales as well, and the Nerubian Kitten. They're very easy to farm, and you can farm them in mass. So I wouldn't expect these to hit like 50 gold each like you would for Arctic Fur, but that being said, they are very cheap right now on the auction house because the supply is very high, and right now the demand is basically not even existent. So these you can make some really easy gold with. You will have to buy a lot of them though, so in this case you would have to have some bank alts and just use a lot of bag space and bank space. So if you value your bank space and bag space, then buying something more expensive could be more worthwhile for you. Either way, let's talk about the last one, Eternal Shadow. This one is also using crafting recipes from Ulduar. quite a few of them actually, and you need several of them as well. And this is probably the cheapest Eternal right now on the auction house. Well, that one, and for some reason Eternal Life as well, and even Eternal Water. So yeah, these are very cheap. Either way, here they are in the investments. I kind of put those logos over my face, but it's okay. So, now that we looked at that, I also want to look at why they are good and which recipes are coming out in Ulduar as well. So let's just pop up some more images. So right here you will have a couple of them. You will see Boots of the Living Scale requires Ruined Orbs, Arctic Fur, and Jormungandr Scales. The next one requires Arctic Fur and Ruby Kitten, and the next one requires Arctic Fur and Icy Dragon Scales. I'm just going to quickly go through some of the patterns here, patterns and recipes. This is just to show you that the materials that I talked about are coming with recipes coming out. So these are the leatherworking ones. Over here we have some other ones as well. Footpads of Silence requires Arctic Furs and Eternal Shadows. You have Cord of the White Dawn, which requires 8 Moonshroud, which is why I'm specifically focusing on Moonshroud, by the way, because some of them only requires Moonshroud, while the other ones requires all of them, but there's not a lot of them requiring only Ebon Weave or Spellfire. So the next one as well, Arctic Fur, and once again Eternal Shadow. And over here we have 2 more, so a Sash of Ancient Power. This one you can see requires Ebon Weave and Spell Weave, and no Mooncloth, or Mooncloth. And the other one requires, once again, Ebon Weave and Spell Weave. So feel free to focus on any of those 3 that you want. In referring back to the first image, we have both Moonshroud, we have Spell Weave and Ebon Weave, so just focus on the ones you want, or just buy all of them. Either way, let's keep going. Image number 5. Investments for phase 3. Over here we have way fewer of them, but really these are used in pretty much every single craft. So the section of my investments for phase 3 will be based on which items are used in crafting recipes that drop from Trial of the Crusader and Trial of the Grand Crusader. Over here we mainly have Titan Steel Bars, Eternal Air, and Eternal Life. We have a few more investments for phase 3 coming later down the line, but these ones are the ones tied to crafting recipes only. So once again over here you have the same thing. You can either invest into the materials required to craft Titan Steel and then craft Titan Steel yourself, or you can simply buy them on the auction house or get someone to craft them for you. Right now the cooldown on my server is going for about 50 gold each, so if you have mining you're saving 50 gold per Titan Steel bar if you craft them yourself, which has a 20-hour cooldown. Personally I have 4 characters with mining, all doing Titan Steels, and I'm selling some of them right now because I'm still expecting a small dip in price before it starts going up in price. So yeah, I'm selling some of them, but I will eventually be keeping them too. And Eternal Air and Eternal Life. So let's talk about some recipes where they are in demand. Right here you will see Knight's Bane Carapace, you will see Ensor Cell Nerubian Breastplate, and Bracers of Swift Death. So for example, if you don't sell all of your Nerubian Kitten for phase 2, then you can see they're still required 40 of them for the recipe in the middle. You also see they still require Arctic Fur as well, so the same investments for phase 2 still counts for phase 3 as well, but I didn't want to repeat them again for phase 3, but you can sell them in phase 3 instead of phase 2. And if we take a look at the next few recipes as well, right over here you can see Moonshroud still required as well in the Royal Moonshroud Bracers. You need 12 Moonshroud. And also, Royal Moonshroud Robe, you need 20 Moonshroud. So this is why I'm mostly focusing on Moonshroud investments right now, because I'm thinking long term here, so I can sell some of them in phase 2, and I can sell some of them in phase 3. You also see Merlin's Robe requiring both Ebon Weave and Spell Weave and Dream Shards. So all of the investments for phase 2 also counts for phase 3 as well, so if you don't sell them for phase 2, you can actually sell them in phase 3 instead. Alternatively, you can double dip and sell them in phase 2 and then repurchase them after the hype goes down. So sell, let me just turn this away. You can basically sell them when the price is high, then rebuy them and then sell them again. So sell them for phase 2's release, then rebuy them later in phase 2 and sell in phase 3. Now we do have a couple more recipes coming out in phase 3 as well. So for example right here, you will have the Sunforged breastplate, the Serenite Swordbreakers, and the breastplate of the White Knight. This right here is where you can see, for example, Titan steel bars coming into play, 10 of them required for one of the crafts, 8 for the other one, and 12 for the other one. You can also see that the Sunforged breastplate will require 20 eternal life, and the breastplate of the White Knight will also require 8 eternal life. So eternal lives needed in masses here for phase 3. Next up we have 2 more recipes right here, titanium breastplate, where once again you will need 10 titan steel bars, and the titanium spike guards, which once again requires titanium bars. Titan steel bars. So you can see all these recipes that I've been talking about in this video are BOE recipes, and also you're crafting BOEs. So basically these will be in high demand, people will be making gold with them, and whenever somebody makes gold, they're also more willing to spend the gold to make gold. So basically if you want to craft stuff for gold as well, you can try to acquire these recipes and use the materials to make even more profit. Either way, we have 2 more investments via pictures to look at, talking about some various investments as well, so let's check it out. Now I do apologize for any of the weird cuts throughout the video. I'm feeling kind of sick today, so I'm just trying to talk while my voice is active, and my voice is here, but hopefully you're surviving. But yeah, let's check it out. Right here we have some further investments for phase 3. So in phase 3 we get epic gems, and alchemists can transmute these epic gems. So what I would do here is invest into the materials that are used in the transmute. So for example, you can see transmute cardinal ruby has a 20-hour cooldown, and it transmutes 1 eternal fire and 1 scarlet ruby into a cardinal ruby. The ametrine, I basically pulled out the 3 most valuable gems, by the way. So yeah, transmute ametrine and transmute king's amber. So these are the ones that I'm personally investing into. For example, you can look at ametrine right here, using Monarch Topaz and Eternal Shadow. Eternal Shadow is very cheap right now, and Autumn's Glow as well, and Eternal Life, both of those are cheap. Eternal Fire and Scarlet Rubies are a little bit more expensive, but Cardinal Ruby are also the most valuable gems. But I would be looking at investing in all of these things. When it comes to the gems, I would wait a little bit, let the price go down even further. But for example, Eternal Fire, Eternal Shadow, and Eternal Life, now is a great time to invest. And then just let the price of Scarlet Rubies, Monarch Topaz, and Autumn's Glow go down a little bit further before you invest into that one. Okay, so going from that one to the last image, we have some various investments as well that I don't really know how to categorize, but here we go, we have some further items. So let's talk about this from the left to the right. On the left side, you will have Flasks of Endless Rage and Flasks of the Frostworm, the 2 most commonly used flasks for pretty much anyone. Like even tanks will sometimes be using attack power flasks, and even healers will be using the spell power one. So personally, let's talk about it like this. All of the flasks and potions are put into this category because right now people are running heroic dungeons, and tanks and healers get a bag after every single heroic dungeon where they will get at least 2 flasks or 1 to 2 flasks from every single bag. So the supply of flasks and potions right now are so high that the value of these flasks is actually less than the materials required to craft them. So you can buy some incredibly cheap flasks right now that will either last you for the rest of the expansion, or you can make some gold with them. So it's a very safe investment if you ask me, especially the flasks, but even the potions of speed and the potions of wild magic. If we go over to the right now and talk about the pygmy oil and pygmy suckerfish, those are used in crafting potions of speed and potions of wild magic, which is why I've put those here, because those potions will always be in demand, and right now the supply of these is very high, and over time the supply might be going down. Okay, titanium ore. So for example in phase 3 we're getting epic gems, and you can prospect titanium ore for epic gems. So if the price of titanium ore is closing down to 4 gold each on your server, I would say that is a very decent price to start jumping into some titanium investments. And I put several thousands of gold into titanium ores myself at 5 gold each. It's a bit of a gamble, but I'm willing to take the risk. Frozen orbs as well are used in several crafts, various crafts, and there's a vendor coming in later down the line where you can exchange frozen orbs into various items. And you're using this one for example, the daily icy prism craft through jewel crafting. So based on that craft alone, there will always be a demand for frozen orbs, and right now people are probably running more dungeons than they ever will in the future. So simple supply and demand metrics, and the supply is very high right now and will be going down over time. Flame caps are used in several raiding environments, especially when it comes down the line to where fire mages are used more. So for example, in phase 4 and phase 5, maybe even in phase 3 when Trial comes out, and maybe even phase 2 when Ulduar comes out. But yeah, as for more mages switch from arcane to fire and start getting crit capped or high crit, flame caps will be more and more in demand, so this one is an investment you can make right now and just make a gradual profit with throughout the entire expansion. Saving a very speculative investment for last year, the Nobles deck. So this one I put into here because right now it's 2 weeks until the next Darkmoon Fair. So Nobles decks right now can't be turned in for anything, but if you buy these right now, then turn them in for the trinket when the fair becomes active, you can potentially make some fairly decent and very easy profits just by doing that one flip. Right now, the cards are selling for like 10k on my server, but the deck is selling for 5k. So there's a 5k difference, but that is based on you can't trade in the deck right now to get the trinkets. So alternatively, what you can do here is buy yourself some decks while they're cheap, and then you can hand them in for the trinket and wait like a week after the fair goes away, and then sell the trinkets when the supply of trinkets is way lower. That is one alternative, or you can just buy the decks right now, and you can just simply sell the cards or the trinkets right after getting them. It is a highly speculative, high risk, high reward investment, but either way, I just wanted to talk about that one because it can actually make some people very, very rich. Okay, and that is basically it for today. That is all of my investments that I'm doing right now. There's a couple more of them hidden in my Lich King Classic Gold Guide as well, and when I find further investments, I'll be posting that in the Gold Guide Discord server. So once again, for access to all of my investments and future investments too, check out the Gold Guide through the link down below in the video description, and use the code Solheim to get it for half price. Either way, that is it for today. A long video, but hopefully it helps some of you make some gold. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like down below, let me know your investments in the comment section, and subscribe to the channel for more Lich King Classic content. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it till the end, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll give you a heart. Okay, peace out.